What's going on, everybody? So I went out and I got myself a Mavic Air drone. Not the Mavic 2, just the Mavic Air. I got it used. So now we finally have a camera that's fast enough to capture the Infraction in action. This video has the footage that we captured the first 2 nights that we took the Mavic Air out. I was amazed at how well it looks at night. I've had a DJI Spark for a few years, and I was never amazed with the footage that I was able to get at night. It was always very noisy and most of the time unusable. It just looked like garbage. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing or hating on the Spark. It was an awesome first drone. In low light conditions, the sensor just wasn't powerful enough or good enough. It just looked terrible. That being said, if you are looking to get into drones and the cost has prevented you from doing so, I highly recommend the Spark. I've taken that drone all over the world and gotten fantastic footage with it, just not at night. Moving on to the main purpose of the video, and that's us 2 idiots in the middle of the night in an abandoned parking lot with an Arrma Infraction, running with a TP power motor, a Hobbywing Max 6 ESC, a 27-tooth Pinion. The awesome 8S power is being supplied by 2 YoWoo Graphene 4S batteries. There were a few hiccups operating the Mavic Air at night, and the main one being that the LEDs shut themselves off when you start recording. And when you've got these big spotlights beaming down in your eyes and you got a black sky above it, you don't see your drone. So on some of these speed runs, you know, I was a little nervous. It took me a little while to feel more comfortable with it, and this is actually footage of me playing around with the cinema style controls. One thing I did notice that the sensor was able to pick up the difference between an overcast night and a clear night. Some of this footage, you'll notice that it looks a little washed out. That was the overcast day, and on the clear night, the blacks are real nice and crisp. And on the overcast day, it kind of gets a little noisy. It's not quite as black as it should be. Since I ran the same camera settings on both nights, the only thing I can think of, the overcast sky kind of illuminated the parking lot in a different way, and it didn't cast as many shadows to give it a crisper, darker look. I guess the simplest way to explain it would be light fog. So if you're planning on taking your Mavic out at night, I would suggest doing it on a very clear night, not a overcast night. There was no fog, it was just an overcast sky. I do have a night filter that I didn't try. Maybe I'll try that next time. I typically don't color enhance or correct my footage. I usually rely on the camera settings, but for the Mavic Air running in D-like cinema mode, you really have to correct it, and this did go through DaVinci. When you're shooting in D-like cinema mode with the Mavic Air, it comes out very flat, and I also use custom settings. So when I went to color enhance it, I ended up doing both nights with the same adjustments. I probably could have adjusted both of them individually, but being pressed for time, I really wanted to get this video up. And now I'm going to stop rambling about my new drone, and I'm going to let Hot Rod tell you all about the Infraction.
What up, folks? It's Hot Rod. Rich here wanted me to explain about the Infraction. It all started with a demo video that we did in July of 2019. After we demoed a Infraction for a local hobby shop, I kind of fell in love with it and finally got myself my own. The whole reason for the upgrade is I kept continually running into the issue of the Arrma BLX ESC hitting low voltage cutoff. Long story short, found a guy selling a TP Power 4070 1750 kV can and a Max 6 combo. I think, what did I pick it up for? $200, which was more bang for the buck than just getting a Castle XLX by itself or a Max 6 by itself. I went from it being a street basher to a tire slaying speed run / burnout car. As you can see in the video, it takes minimal effort to get it to go squirrely or roast the tires. Yeah, it needs a new servo. The guy that I got the combo from, he's pretty big into speed runs. He owns a few Infractions, a couple of limitless cars. He actually told me that would be something very important to get a hold of once you put that kind of power plant into it. The main issue we had was at high speed, that servo couldn't hold the wheels straight, and any little bump it ran into, it wasn't strong enough to keep the steering on point. It hit thermal cutoff, but of course we had it pinned against a curb, just roasting the tires. For the most part, when we try to do these speed runs, it's going to be at nighttime where it's cool out. I know it doesn't help tire conditions because warmer asphalt is better for grip.
No, but it's going to keep it from lighting on fire.
Yeah, ambient temperature, atmospheric temperature, major roles in speed runs, especially with motor temps.
Alright, thank you very much for watching, and if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you like our other videos, please subscribe to the channel, and if you really like them, hammer smash that bell, and we'll catch you on the next one.